Hey, this is Gabrielle Côté. This is the Sphinx, Zeus Wolf. This is Gabrielle Côté. This is the Sphinx, Zeus Wolf. No, 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 no. No, no. 2 chairs, mental disorder. Who's with me today? Who is my guest? Myself, me, myself, and I. Woo! What a lone wolf I am. What a lone sphinx in the middle of the sands of Egypt. I am so lonely. I got nobody. I'm all on my own. Let's get rid of that. So hey, today we are October 13th, 2021. This is the Sphinx, Zeus Wolf, aka Gabrielle motherfucking Côté. I'm wearing my OG sweater from when I was at my school, music school, the Audio Recording Academy in Ottawa. Adidas, because I am an athletic gal, an athletic boy. I'm blue, I'm boy. I'm a boy, I'm a blue baby boy, and I'm athletic. LOL, hee hee. Okay, beautiful kneecaps because I've been working so hard. I've been working way too hard. Like, working hard over looking pretty, you know? Work hard over looking pretty. You see how hard I work? I work so hard. Got my tattoos. Okay. So today, ignore my beautiful legs. We're gonna get started with my COVID-19 story. This is October 13th, 2021, part 1. My screen sometimes just goes black and annoys the fuck out of me. I got some neighbors distracting, but I want to get this video done and over with. I don't like that I have neighbors. I wish I had a private backyard. He just creeped on me and looked at me. But you know what? That's how it is. Okay. Let's start with the start. My COVID-19 story. This is the Sphinx, Zeus Wolf, aka Gabrielle Côté. This is October 13th, 2020. Part 1. So, I stopped my meds in August 2019. On the 2nd of August 2019, I stopped my meds. I smoked weed and CJET. I got sick. They hospitalized me. I got sick before that when I was 12, 13 years old. I got bullied by the boyfriend of my mom, a guy we moved with in the city of Gatineau. And I got bullied. Then they sent me to a boarding school in Quebec. I switched system from Ontario, Ottawa to a random town in Quebec called Rigaud. Then I went to a CJEP. And yeah, it's a different culture. When I went to Quebec, that school in Quebec, I was like, wow, that's how Quebecers are? That's how French people are? Because back in my place in Ottawa, it's all English. People speak English everywhere. English people, French people. I'm a French person. And yeah, you just learn to speak English through movies and going to Tim Hortons, McDonald's. People speak English. It's all English everywhere. They say it's a bilingual town, but it is more English than French. People have been fighting the Franco-Ontarians to make it equal, but we are... Stop turning black on me. We are outnumbered. So meaning there are more English people than French people in Canada. And yeah, America under us, America, it's a continent. The United States are more English people, right? There's more English people in the United States than French people. It's not even a thing. We're just a small minority of French people, but on the Canada. I don't even know how to say my own country's name. Anyways, on the Canada website, on the Canada website, it's French and English, the 2 official languages. And my name is Gabrielle Côté. I was born and raised in Ottawa. I've been to French schools, primary school, and my first high school is French. That's all Ontario. Then I went to a boarding school in Quebec and CEGEP in Quebec. Then I went back to Ontario, Ottawa. I've been to a college that is a Franco-Ontarian college in Ottawa, l'Université collégiale. I graduated with a certificate. And here I am today speaking English. English is coming out of my mouth. I don't think much of anything. My grandparents, example, are like, yeah, stick to French people. Like my grandpa on my dad's side is a French teacher. He's like, no, you only speak French. Don't go around English people. French pride. We only listen to French music. Or I'm exaggerating perhaps. He's okay. He was working with English people and he taught English people French people. He taught English people the French language. I'll let him speak for himself if we get the chance. And yeah, my apologies. And yeah, so nothing meant anything. When I was a kid, my grandpa on my dad's side would make us listen to French music. It wasn't the best music. I would rather listen to English music, to music from United States and stuff like that. And we see movies on TV. It's United States movies. And I'm just a French Canadian, and I'm like, I don't care. Nothing means anything to me. That's how I grew up. Nothing means much. But there is like the Franco-Ontarian like pride, and no, French people are losers. If you're a French person, you're a loser. So I'm like, no, I don't want to be a loser. I'm just a loser. I'm a French person. And stuff like that. So people would just have like accents in French, like a English accent in French, and would like speak English everywhere in the school ground. And then in school, I remember at my first high school, Louis Riel in Ottawa, they would be like, everyone that speaks French at this French school, you get rewarded. So you'll get rewarded for speaking French at the French school. Because this is a French school, you speak French, and if you're one of those persons that speak French all the time, you get a reward. And it's like, try to stay alive by speaking French. Because everyone would speak English. Because you want to be cool, speak English. Or I don't know. People could probably explain it better than me. I could probably keep going forever. Alright, I want to move on with my intent for this video. Wow, it's been already 7 minutes. My intent for this video is to talk about my COVID-19 story. So moving on the 2nd of August 2019, I stopped my meds. I moved into an apartment, 1 bedroom. I went back to school, the Audio Recording Academy. Stupid screen. I went to work at the Ottawa General Hospital. I got that job thanks to a 1-year college program at l'Université collégiale in medical device reprocessing, or stérilisation des instruments médicaux. I studied in French at l'Université collégiale, or sterilization of medical instruments. Then I was on my 1-bedroom apartment, going to school, going to work. Then winter happened. So Christmas, winter, I started to feel my detox from meds. I officially stopped smoking in April 2020. So yeah, I started feeling more like crazy. I was detoxing. School stopped and became online for weeks till the end due to COVID-19. So COVID-19 happened, my school stopped for weeks, and it was online. I used to see my teacher on my computer. He was talking on the computer. I kept moving my body, exercising, pumping my heart, working my cardio. I had heart palpitation. On August 2nd, 2020, some drama happened, and my mom brought me to the hospital. So 1 year exactly after I stopped my meds in 2019, something happened in 2020. And yeah, my mom brought me to the hospital. My mom thought I was having another psychosis. They said to me, my psychiatrist, you have 85% chance to have a relapse, to go back to your psychosis. And you have a very small percentage chance make it out of it and to succeed and to move on and have a good life. So yeah, what are the chances of me being here today, 2021, October 13th? I'm doing great. Let's keep going. I remember, so the drama is, I remember my mom crying and asking me for help. It was twisted, it was unclear. So I was at my 1-bedroom apartment. I biked to my mom's place and her boyfriend. It was raining and I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to bike there. My mom just cooked some food for her boyfriend. And I just biked there, and I guess I wasn't feeling too good. I just knocked on the door. She opened, and I don't know, I wasn't feeling good. I started just like taking my place. I'm a Leo, rising sign Leo. I got a bunch of Leo inside my birth chart, and I just took my place. This is also like my mom's place and my place. I used to sleep there too. And I just took my place, and he doesn't like it. He's like the boyfriend of my mom. He's also a Leo, rising sign Leo. I know his birthday. He was born on August 10th, 1966 perhaps. My dad is born on the 10th too, February 10th, 1969. So yeah, we're both Leo, rising signs Leo, but I got even more Leo. My Mars is Leo, and 2 more planets, and blah blah blah. Leo everywhere. They say I might be a Virgo because I was born so close to Virgo. Call me the Sphinx. I'm the Leo with a Virgo head. LOL, hee hee. I want to move on. So my mom thought I was having another psychosis. I was detoxing from med. I started screaming at her boyfriend because I wasn't too happy, and I wanted him to know how he was not okay. I wanted to test out what it would mean to stand up for myself and to scream back at him, type of thing. And I remember my mom crying and asking me for help. It was twisted and unclear. She's the one that wants help. She's the one that's not okay, not me. Yeah, because obviously your boyfriend is abusive, but sometimes my mom tell me that he's not abusive, and I'm like, no, he's obviously abusive. He's screaming at me. He's obviously abusive. And I'm like, no, he's not abusive. No, he's obviously abusive. That's why my mom wants some help. I hate when my screen just shuts down. It distracts me. So I want to move on. I wasn't sure whether my mom was on my team or not, or in denial that she seemed to want to throw me under the bus, bring me to the hospital, so they hospitalized me and put me back on meds. I wasn't sure if my mom wanted what was best for me, or if she wanted me to get hospitalized again, to shut me down, to reduce me to silence, or if she was actually on my team, if she actually wanted what was best for me or poison me. Not clear. Like, why did you bring me to the hospital in 2016? For me to actually get some help, or for me to get poisoned and reduced to silence is a good question. So I believe my mom is twisted. She wants what's best for me, but there's probably so much drama I can't even grasp it right now at the moment. On October 13th, 2021, I'm waiting for everything to clear up. The story my mom has in her head, I would love it to clear up and to move on, but it's not clear. Now, today, it's still not clear, that story and everything. To this day, the story of her abusive boyfriend is not clear, but I'm expecting something clear, so we have an amazing relationship the rest of our lives. I believed the hospital would listen to me and take my perspective into account. I decided to let my mom take me to the Ottawa hospital because I believed the hospital would take my perspective and my story into account, but they didn't, because they saw that I have, and I believe I could say my mom is the crazy one, not me, and she would get hospitalized, not me, because they have to be fair and listen to both her perspective, right? It's justice. It's how to stay fair and okay. But yeah, I got my mom to sign her name into the crazy computer, and I signed my name too into the crazy computer. Fine, we were equal. Then they took me in. They took both of us in, and they had a talk with both of us. Then my mom probably knew more than me because she's older and wiser, and they saw that I had something in my history on the computer perhaps, and like, game over. You have a history, game over. You're not allowed to explain yourself. That's it, that's all. Your mom is right and you're wrong. And then my mom got to go away. She was free, and I was the bad one they kept prisoner. Like, no, you're supposed to see how my mom is the crazy one with the crazy boyfriend. And she was crying back at her place, asking for help. Instead, they just kept me in as me. I'm the crazy person. I'm not crazy. My mom is not okay. I had a abusive boyfriend, and they never like actually respected me and never asked me what was actually going on. They just put you on meds and end of the story. I wasn't sure whether my mom was on my team or not. I believed the hospital would listen to me and take my perspective into account. Unfortunately, my mom probably talked about my hospital history, or the hospital asked, and they didn't give me a fair shot at explaining myself. It was unjust, unfair. They took me for hostage. They took me for hostage. I was forced to stay at the hospital. So I was forced to stay at the hospital. My mom stayed a bit, and then she ditched me. She just went away. They kept me 2 nights at the hospital. They kept me for 2 nights at the Ottawa hospital. It wasn't clear how long I was gonna stay at the hospital, because that's what they did. They analyzed me and decided whether I was okay or not. Luckily enough, I'm okay, and that's where they let me go. Wow, what a mistake. My apology. You're obviously okay. I'm gonna let you know now. Let you go now. Now you're free. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm super calm. You know? I'm not doing anything. And that's why they let me go after 2 nights. But you never know. It's like, stay calm, because they could keep you in for days and weeks on end. And it is torture to be at the hospital. So try to stay calm, to not be there like a prisoner for too long. They supervised me the whole time I was there. There was a security guard the whole time I was there supervising me. When I heard that I lost my freedom to leave the hospital, I freaked out. I paranoid a bit. What if I'm forced to stay here for weeks? What if I'm forced to stay here for weeks? What if I'm forced to stay here for weeks? What if they force me back on medication? What if they force me to take medication each day and I get poisoned again? I went wrong. I went wrong because my mom left me there. Alone at the hospital and left off. She ditched me. My mom just ditched me after a while, and I was there on my own, like a big girl, whatever. Then I looked like a crazy one again. When my mom is more crazy than me. I look crazy when my mom is more crazy than me. I was worried, agitated. The nurse forced me to take a olanzapine pill. I wanted to sleep on the floor because I am a free human and I'm allowed to. I wanted to sleep on the floor because I am a free human and I'm allowed to do whatever I want. The lady wasn't happy and called the security. I didn't want to move off the floor. I was too traumatized on the inside. So what I did is just lay on the floor, and I didn't want to do anything. I'm allowed to sleep on the floor. I'm a free human. I have rights. You're not allowed to keep me as a prisoner, as a hostage. You're not allowed to do that. That's not okay. I have human rights. I'm a person. You can't keep me prisoner like that. I bet there's a bunch of not okay stuff on the planet right now. Human ethics, human rights. I don't feel good. The lady wasn't happy and called the security. So the nurse wasn't happy that I was just laying on the floor and called the security. I didn't want to move off the floor. I was too traumatized on the inside. 3 security came and forcefully put me on the bed. It wasn't too like crazy. I just stay calm, and the 3 securities picked me off the floor. I was wearing a big like gown because you're forced to take off your clothes, and then you give it to the nurse. You give everything to the nurse, and you put some hospital clothes on. And then the security came. I was laying on the floor. The security came. 3. I was laying on the floor, and they took me forcefully. It wasn't too agitated because I stayed calm, and they put me on the bed. Maybe I was a bit resistant because I'm like, it's natural. Resistance was natural, where I'm like, I can't just like let go. And that's why they were like forcing my arms down, because I'm like, I can't just obey to you. I can't obey to you. I'm like trying to resist, but it's hard to not resist. So that's why they forced my arms down and they tied my arms and my legs to the bed. And I already took one olanzapine pill. Then the nurse came by with a shot and she shot me in my thigh. The nurse shot me in my thigh, a sedative. And she's like, yeah, you're gonna pass out, you're gonna fall asleep, you're gonna be okay. And I'm like, fine. And then I went submissive. I can't do anything, I'm tied to the bed, they just shot me, I'm probably gonna knock out, fall asleep. And yeah, that's what happened. I just fell asleep, everything disappeared, I knocked out, I fell asleep, tied to the bed, tied to the hospital bed, in a wound, like a dress. I knocked out after they sedated me. I woke up later on the bed at the hospital. I wasn't tied up anymore when I woke up. And I stayed there super calm. I had a good night of sleep, I guess, and I took advantage of my sedative to have a good night of sleep, and that's what I did. Just go to sleep and have a good night of sleep and try to wake up more peaceful and okay and calm, so you're able to stay calm, so they let you go. And that's what happened. I had a good night of sleep and I was able to stay calm, and it only took 2 nights till they let me go because I was calm enough after a good sedative, knockout, good night of sleep. I woke up and I ate some vegan food at the hospital. They had some vegan foods at the hospital, which was nice. Perhaps vegetarian. I wasn't a vegan back then, but I think I ate vegan foods at the hospital because they had vegan foods at the hospital, and that is great. Thank you for the vegan food at the hospital. It was torture. I stayed there and didn't do anything for hours on end, just like in jail. You're just supposed to stay there for hours on end and not do anything, just like in jail. And yeah, I'm like, I would love to exercise. I've been laying down, not doing anything in a little jail for too long. I'm very numb. I'm just allowed to sit on a chair or lay down on my bed. So I stayed there and didn't do anything for hours on end, just like in jail. The security stayed there and watched me the whole entire time. I laid on my bed, covered my head with a drape, and stared at the ceiling and meditated. I went away in my head. I was just covering my head with a drape and staring at the ceiling, my eyes open, hypnosis, staring at the ceiling. I was at peace somewhere where I could go away in my head with my drape. I'm like a dead person staring at the ceiling. I was okay. That felt good to just go away with my eyes open, covered my head with a drape, have a break. That was me having a break. The security probably noticed how good I was feeling, how okay I was feeling. The security asked me to take the drape off my head. He probably noticed how good I was going. He asked me to take the drape off of my head. It popped my bubble and made me feel sick bad again. Because he didn't want me to feel good. He was suspicious I was doing something. I took my drape off of my head after he popped my bubble, and it turned me like into a sick, I don't feel good moment where I have to stay calm because I want to get out of here. The sooner, the quicker, the better. My mom brought me a couple items in case I stayed a long time there. A notebook, sparkling water, probably underwear, and some snacks and stuff. A doctor came to see me the last day I was there, and said, my apologies, this is not good. My apologies, this is not good. You are free to leave. I would be crazy myself if I were to be in your seat. They called my mom and I left to join her outside in her car. I was free to leave because the doctor noticed how calm I was, and he admits to himself, like, knowing he would be crazy to be captured in jail at the hospital like I was. And he gave me a number, and there were like more doctors and nurses and stuff, little stuff here and there, and options and stuff going on, blah blah blah. Moving on. I kept living my life. New section. I kept living my life. My 22nd birthday happened. I had a doctor appointment in fall 2020 with my old psychiatrist, Dr. Baines. Should I say her name? I don't know. With my old psychiatrist. I felt like she wanted to call the security on me, so I left off because I wasn't okay. I was detoxing, COVID-19, a lot of changes. I felt like things could go wrong. So we arrived at the psychiatrist appointment. I felt like things could go wrong because we were a bit late and I'm like a bit agitating. I'm detoxing, I'm doing great. People are not often on my team. I was on my own, me, myself, and I was cooking for myself. It was before I became a vegan, before I actually started cooking for myself, but I was doing my best possible to be okay while going crazy at the same time. So we were a bit late for the appointment, so I allowed myself to leave early, and I said I had a friend I was meeting with. I said I was meeting up with a friend. I left off scared and walked all the way from the civic hospital to Gatineau. I left my mom and the psychiatrist alone to talk to each other. I just said to my mom, even if she knew it wasn't true, I said to my mom, I'm going to go meet up with a friend. I have a meeting with a friend. I'm going to meet up with a friend. And I said the same thing to the psychiatrist. I was agitated, and I believed the psychiatrist could call the security on me and they could keep me in because it was at the civic hospital and everything could go wrong. So I'd rather leave right now and walk back home because that's how I'm going to survive. I started walking back home very agitated and scared of the cops and scared that my mom or the psychiatrist called the cops on me and they were looking for me. I walked all the way from the civic hospital to Gatineau. I stopped at a shop to eat a sandwich. I stopped at McDonald's. I was a vegetarian. I ate some pancakes and some fries, and then I kept walking to my place. My mom dropped some old drapes, some old blankets. She dropped some old blankets of mine on the porch of my old apartment and left off. Then I arrived after I walked all the way from the civic hospital in Ottawa to my place in the hall, Gatineau. I saw my old blankets on the porch and I went inside my apartment and I chilled out. And that was scary because I was scared that I would get arrested that day by my old psychiatrist calling security at me, and I would stay at the hospital calling the security on me, and I would stay prisoner at the hospital. So alright, I think that was it for that story. So moving on, another section. I got 3 little tattoos on Halloween 2020. It's one of my friend's birthday behind my neck. So I got 3 tattoos on Halloween 2020. It's one of my friend's birthday. And I got them behind my neck. I got a earth symbol, a 5-pointed star symbol, just a circle with a cross. And I got a 5-pointed star symbol and a smiley face for happiness on Halloween 2020. I became a vegan in November 2020, so I decided to take radical action and I cut the crap, became a vegan. I became a vegan in November 2020 just to survive, to make it to where I am today. Here I am today. It's been almost a year of veganism. Props to me. I bagged to the grocery store all the time. It was November, December. I bagged to the grocery store. January, February. I was biking in the middle of the winter outside just to keep pumping my heart. And just to keep it going, to go grocery shopping. My mom would give me lifts once in a while, sure, but I will go grocery shopping on my own with my bike. I would have 2 bags at the back of my bike, and I would bike in the middle of January, February, in the middle of winter, and also I wanted to stay alive because I was super sick. I stopped smoking officially, like I said, April 2020. Now it was 2021, Christmas happened in 2020. We skipped a Christmas, got my tattoos. We skipped a Christmas. Then 2021 happened. And I biked February, February in the middle of winter. I biked to the grocery store. Christmas was canceled that year. I saw my mom on the 25th of December. We spent the day together at my apartment. We cooked a bit at my apartment, my mom and I, on the 25th of December. Nothing much happened because it was a canceled Christmas for COVID-19. Time passed by. I fought for my life. I went biking in the middle of winter, grocery shopping, and to pump my heart to stay alive. All right, last paper. Woo! I went for 2 sleepovers at my dad's place as a break from my apartment in 2021. So winter, spring 2021, more spring. I took 2 breaks at my dad's place. The first time I slept 2 nights. The second time I slept 1 night. And also I did the same thing for 1 night at my dad's parents. I went to see my grandparents and I spent 1 night over there at my grandparents' place because I was so lonely. I had nobody. I was all on my own. I still am all on my own. I still have nobody. So I just went to see my grandparents for 1 night. It did help. It's a yin-yang, it helps, but at the same time, don't go crazy with what your family thinks of you, because yeah, it was rough. I was detoxing, going through a rough path. I'm not sure if anyone was on my team. I don't think anyone was on my team. My mom, she brought me to the hospital. She wanted me to get sick again, put me back on meds again. Who knows? Did you actually want what was best for me? What my grandparents actually thought of me? I don't know, but I was happy to go there. It helped somehow to see my family. It was a good time. No matter what they think of me. And yeah, I bought them a couple things from the health store I go to. Some vegan mac and cheese, some vegan gluten-free pizza, organic cans, cookies, dates, almond milk, matcha, turmeric, waffles, and stuff like that. Because I believe in veganism, organic. Turns out it helps because I had some pizza. The pizza I bought, I ate half of it, and we cooked some stuff. Like, it helped for what I ate when I was there on my journey. And my grandma is allergic to gluten, so she had some gluten waffles. And I'm sure, like, my grandma Therese is interested in veganism, and organic is obviously the way to go. If you want to be healthy, you gotta eat organic. It's obviously the right thing to eat for healthy people, organic. So yeah, I did that because I felt like it, because it helps me to stay vegan and organic and healthy for myself. And also on their end, it probably helps them to raise awareness on stuff like vegan mac and cheese that is 95% organic, and helps to raise awareness. It's never too late to change your habits. Yeah. So I wrote my grandma some 4 recipes. I wrote to my grandma 4 recipes from Oshi Glows, and also just like recipes I had at the moment. Probably, yeah, 2 recipes from Oshi Glows, 1 recipe from a YouTube channel online and stuff like that. 1 recipe from when I was at my boarding school, and my grandma was happy about the chia pudding, I believe. I had like some crazy psychiatrist. So I had some crazy psychic experiences where someone probably in my lineage would tell me to give off a chia pudding to my grandma, and I believe my grandma actually enjoyed the chia pudding. So I'm happy I gave a chia pudding recipe to my grandma. She had a colon cancer, I believe, and we all know chia pudding helps to digest and to get the poo-poo out of your system, to have a clean, cleared up intestine. So I'm happy she liked her chia pudding recipe. I fasted. Yeah, I just copied the recipe by hand. I put a big intent, like in school you have to press hard on the paper. I did a great job. Yeah. So I fasted near the end of March. So moving on to the end of March, I started fasting. I opened my window to feel my skin again, and I fasted for 7 days. So this is a new section. I started fasting. I did a 7-day water fast at the end of March, and another 5 days, 1 month later, my body was numb. I felt like I was going to die. So the fasting, I used to fast a bit when I was super sick. A 1 day, 2 day intermittent fasting on my diet. My maximum was, I believe, 3 days, 17 hours, 4 days. And now that I'm super sick and my body feels super numb, it feels like I'm gonna die, and I can't feel my butt and I can't feel my skin. Everything is different. The chemicals everywhere in my body. My skin is so hard. Like, I can't feel the same. I can't feel my skin. At the moment, you may see I have a bit of arthritis. Like, my elbows are sticking out because I've been through working so hard, and I got a bit of arthritis, but I believe I could become young again. Arthritis remedies for arthritis. My hands are more stiff. I guess you could see it. They're not like baby hands like before my medication. My medication did have some wrong, bad effects on me. I believe I could be super beautiful in a couple of years. It takes time, and I'm going to take well care of myself. I would love to have my baby hands back, and I believe maybe it's a good experience that, so this is how it feels to be old. Now, what could I do to heal this, and I could have an advance on my peers, because I know how to take better care of myself for the rest of my life. So it's going to re-equilibrize for what went all wrong when I was a kid, and all the effort I had to do to take care of myself is going to pay off very well when I'll be older. I'll be taking care of myself super easily because it's a good thing I got going on right now at the moment. It's going to be a good routine, and I'm going to be feeling great when I'm going to be 60, 50, 70 years old, 40 years old, 30 years old, 80 years old, 90 years old, 100, 110, and I'm going to live forever. I'm going to be eternal. Eternal swag. Forever swag. Forever. I'm immortal. I'm eternal. I'm immortal like my Ankh, yeah. I'm eternal like my infinity, yeah. So, moving on. And the video very soon. This is 37 minutes. This is the Sphinx, Zeus Wolf, aka Gabrielle Côté. This is October 13th, 2021. Alright, last section. I fasted for 7 days, and another 5 days after. My body was numb. I felt like I was going to die. I fasted and allowed myself a juice box each day. At first, I didn't feel like drinking water. I sipped a bit of a juice box each day. At the end, I drank water in my juice box. So I would lay on the floor, lay on my kitchen floor, no mattress. I did not feel my back, open the window, try to feel my body. I wouldn't drink any water. I didn't feel like drinking any water. I would allow myself a juice box because I really wanted to eat. I couldn't feel anything in my mouth, but it's still emotional that I wanted to eat and feel good. I allowed myself to sip a bit of a apple juice box. I enjoyed the apple juice box because it wouldn't affect my saliva. The other juice boxes that were more like crazy, like grapes and apples and stuff like that, pineapple and mango, it would change my saliva a bit. But the apple juice box would keep a clear saliva. And my tongue was numb. I didn't have the best taste buds. And at the end of my 7-day water fast, I was drinking my whole juice box plus all the water I want. And what I was doing in those 7 days is laying on the floor, no mattress, to try to feel my body again. I was super sick. I was dying, and I was looking at my cooking book, Oshi Glows, and I was dreaming of all the recipes and all the food I could eat. I was excited to have taste buds again. I was having faith and hope that I could have a better future and I could taste my food again and live again and feel good again, have a great life again. I was living for a good life in the future. I was living in the present for the future. I was living to dream. I was living and dreaming of a better life for myself. I looked at my cooking book each day, excited to eat. I felt my heart filtrating my blood. So my palpitation, I had a heart valve. I was diagnosed with a heart problem in the winter 2020, and I felt it, okay? It wasn't just, I don't feel it. No, I felt my heart having a problem. And when I was fasting, I felt my whole blood getting filtrated by my heart, and it would clear up. Like, I'm scared of dying sometimes because my heart is reacting. I could have a heart attack. And it totally helped to fast and to feel my blood filtrating my heart. I felt my heart filtrating my blood. I felt better each day, healthier, and fasting. Healthier after fasting. I felt healthier after each day of fasting, more healthy, more connected to my body. I was disconnecting to my body. I believe I could die. My taste buds were numb, but I couldn't wait to taste food again. I was excited to live again. I wanted to live. I wanted to taste my food again and smell odors. To breathe again. I ate to live and energy. I ate to live and energy, so I did not eat for the pleasure of eating because my taste buds were gone. It was so numb. I ate to have energy and live. Although some say eating is not necessary, the fasting community, eating is not necessary. Eating is emotional, pleasurable, needed for most. I believe in eating. I love eating. Eating is a pleasurable, emotional, fun moment. It's fun to eat. I believe we could all eat in abundance all we want, all the vegan, beautiful foods we want. The fasting community that says eating is not necessary. You're allowed to fast all you want. That's okay. If you believe in never eating again and being just a faster, someone that fasts each day for the rest of time, then that's fine. So I love eating in abundance. I love eating food. I was excited to eat. Fasting is there. There are those crazy people that are fasting for 7 days at a time, weeks at a time, and months at a time, 1 year of fasting. They're crazy, but you know it's true. They're not crazy. It's normal. You're not like, it's normal. You don't have to eat. But I love eating in abundance, and there goes the drama where don't starve yourself and it's not good for you. No, you don't have to eat. It's okay to fast, and I love eating in abundance as long as it's vegan and la-di-da, okay? Whatever, moving on. Eating is emotional, pleasurable, needed for most, I believe. I love eating. I posted it on YouTube, a video again for the first time on my YouTube channel. So this is another section. So on June 10th, 2021, I posted a YouTube video again for the first time on my first YouTube channel, Gabu707. I shared exclusively with my family. It was, if you had the link to the video, then you may watch it. And I shared it on Facebook in a Facebook group I just created. I shared the YouTube video with the link. Supposedly, one of my family members called the cops. So it was June 10th, 2021, the same day I posted it on YouTube, and the same day I shared the link with my family. It was the same day, June 10th, 2021. Supposedly, one of my family members called the cops on me. I still don't know who it is. I still don't know which family member called the cops on me. I don't have a bunch of family members, so it should be cleared up. I wish I knew, because that's a good reason to go crazy, but it's okay. I'm not sure if people were on my team or not, if people actually believed I was doing great. I believe in veganism. I don't know if people actually wanted what was best for me, if they were on my team, if they wanted what was best for me. Alright, it was June 10th, 2021. I still don't know who it is yet. The cops showed up at my place, at my apartment. I'm at my 1-bedroom apartment. The cops showed up at my place. They brought me into the Gatineau hospital because now I was a Quebecer. I changed my nationality from Ottawa, Ontario to Quebec, Gatineau. So I became a Quebecer, and it hurt somewhere inside where it's like nothing ever mattered or something like that. I don't want to be a Quebecer. I want to keep my Ontarian residency and stuff like that. It just doesn't feel good because now I'm just a Quebecer, whether you like it or not. My family is from Ontario. My parents' side is from... My dad is from Kapuskasing in Ontario, and his dad, my grandpa, is from Kapuskasing, and my grandma, the mom of my dad, is from Hearst in Ontario. So we're all from Ontario. I'm a Franco-Ontarian, not a Quebecer. And my mom side, they're from Hawkesbury in Ontario, and I'm from Ottawa, and we're all Ontarian. Even if my name is Gabrielle Côté, I am not from Quebec. When I grew up in Ottawa, going to Quebec was a weird trip for me. I grew up in Ottawa, I went to a French school, and I had my own thing going on, my own culture, and going to Quebec was a weird trip where it wasn't the same. Crossing the border from Ottawa to Quebec is different, and it was different for me because it's not what I was used to. I didn't know how Quebec was because I'm from Ottawa, and I grew up in the Ottawa sector in French school and Franco-Ontarian culture and stuff like that. So yeah, I changed my nationality to Quebecer in 2021, and I went to the Gatineau Hospital, and I felt like they treated me more like a human at the Gatineau Hospital, to be honest. I wasn't treated like just a nobody, a number. They were more attentionate to me at the Gatineau Hospital as a Quebecer. They gave me more attention, they paid more attention to me, they treated me with more respect. Maybe it's because I'm a French Canadian or some stuff like that. I wasn't too important at the Ottawa Hospital, or there's just too many people irrelevant at the Ottawa Hospital. They're all numbers, nothing matters too much. And at the Gatineau Hospital, I totally felt like a person, like not just a number somehow. They took into account my French Canadian culture or stuff like that, or who knows. I felt like more of a human person, a human being, than just a number. But nevertheless, I am a Franco-Ontarian at heart and stuff like that. And I don't know, I like Quebec. I like my Quebecer friends. Just a bunch of drama. I say sometimes I hate Quebec. I hate English people. I hate everyone. I don't hate everyone. I love everyone. It's just frustrating because I don't feel like my story is represented. Like, this is my story, and I say whatever I want. I don't even know what to say about French people and English people and Canada and America and the whole planet. And that's where I went in my brain. I have to take into account the whole entire planet. Yeah, my name is Gabrielle Côté. I'm a French Canadian, Franco-Ontarian. Yeah, no, I'm just a Canadian. No, yeah, I'm an American. And I had to take into account the whole planet and try to create myself what the fuck is going on? Like a story in my brain. But peace and love forever to everyone. Let's conclude this. So the cops showed up at my place. They brought me into the Gatineau Hospital. I stayed there. And yeah, they were like, should we keep you in and make you sleep over here? Should we force you to sleep over here? And I was fearing for my life that they'd make me sleep at the Gatineau Hospital because it ruins my life, it ruins my mood. They're not going to help me. They're not going to help me. The Gatineau Hospital is going to kill me. The hospital doesn't help me, they kill me. I'm trying to heal myself from the hospital. I'm trying to get better, okay? And my YouTube video wasn't even that bad. It's because I mentioned suicide, and then one of my family members called the cops on me. They showed up at my place. They took me in their police van. I was in a little jail cell at the back of the police van. They took me to Gatineau Hospital. They checked my temperature in my mouth and my pressure and stuff like that, and then they were undecisive of whether they wanted to keep me in the Gatineau Hospital or not. I didn't trust the hospital with my life. They'll kill me, and I'm scared of them. I'm scared of the hospital. I'm scared of the hospital. I don't like the hospital. And then the lady, the psychiatrist at the Gatineau Hospital, decided to let me go, and I walked all the way back home from the Gatineau Hospital to the Hull Hospital because I don't want to call my mom. What if she's the crazy one? Then my mom called me, or I called my mom, blah blah blah. And then they told me at the Gatineau Hospital that my mom knew she was at the hospital because they called my mom or something. They knew I was at the Gatineau Hospital because my mom knew I was at the Gatineau Hospital because the Gatineau Hospital called my mom. And I didn't want to call my mom when I exited the Gatineau Hospital because what if she's the one that called the cops on me? And that's why I'm at the Gatineau Hospital. That's what I believe. I believe that my mom called the cops on me, and that's why I was at the Gatineau Hospital. So I walked all the way from the Gatineau Hospital to my one-bedroom apartment. Gatineau Hospital. I walked all the way back to my one-bedroom apartment. I talked to my mom later on, and she told me, no, I'm not the one that called the cops. It must have been someone else. And I asked everyone. No one wants to say who it is. So I still don't know who called the cops on me. I think it's still important. I don't like anything that plays in my head. It doesn't even play with my head. I decided to let go. I don't care who called the cops on me. I'm happy to be here right now and not be in the friggin' hospital and to make it out alive. But at some point, it would be great to know. I don't want any like bad, ugly, mean thoughts in anyone's head. So everyone was like, no, it's not me, it's not me. My mom told me it's not her that called the cops. And yeah, that was the end. That was June 10th, 2021. I kept making a couple videos. I made a video actually the day after I got hospitalized on June 10th, 2021. I wasn't hospitalized. I was taken into hostage. I was taken by the cops forcefully to the hospital. They let me go. It's not a real hospitalization. They noticed how okay I am and they let me go because they were wrong. I am okay. So that's why they let me go. And I kept making videos. I made one the day after on June 11th, 2021. I kept eating vegan, making myself some food, and kept working it out. I got a tattoo over here on June 18th, 2021. June 18th, 2021. That is one of my friend's birthday. My friend from the boarding school I used to go to, she wasn't a part of the boarding school program, but she went to the same school, my second high school I used to go to. Peace to you. I love you. Claudel. Yeah. So, Tiana, 2020. Claudel, 2021. Then I got a crown on... I got a birthday tattoo. I was born on the 23rd of August, and I turned out to be 23 years old in 2021. So I got myself my magic tattoo, baby, with my zodiac sign and 2 hearts, because that's my lucky number, 23. So I turned out to be 23 years old, and I was born on the 23. I better get a tattoo and leave it eternal. Leave my mark on my birthday of my lucky number. And the day right after I got my lucky tattoo, it was one of my friend's birthday from my primary school, kindergarten, the first grade of kindergarten. I got maternelle, jardin, primary school. So in maternelle, kindergarten, my friend Maya, whatever, she was born one day after me, and we were like twins, we said. I remember she wrote me a letter, and yeah, we were like twins. Born like one day 23 and the other day 24th, and I got my 23-year-old birthday, and I got a tattoo the next day right after on the 24th. On my friend's birthday, it's a crown on top of Sienna's birthday 2020, and I got my snacks in 2019. Daphne, I got 2019. The 2019 birthday on the 12th of December 2019 just happened that way. I had a choice between the 11th and the 12th, and I'm like, yeah, I know the 12th is my friend's birthday, so I might as well pick that one, and I decided to keep it going. On Daphne, Sienna, Maya, Claudel, me, 23 years old, and yeah, I got 2016, my third eye. And I got like 2016, 2018. And yeah. Anyways, so moving on, after my tattoos of my 23-year-old birthday, and on the 24th of August, I moved into my condo around August and September. I transitioned into my condo. It was more August transitioning, and then I was into my condo, and I took a big break. And then September, I was in my condo. Here I am today. This is the end of my video. This is October 13th, 2021. This is the end of my video. I moved out into my condo that my parents got because they got the money. They've been to school. My mom is a nurse. My dad is a paramedic. They've both been to school. My mom went to the Ottawa University. My dad went to Algonquin College to become a paramedic, and my mom a nurse. They've been to school. They're able to afford a beautiful apartment, a beautiful condo for me. And I hope everyone gets the money to have a beautiful house to live and a beautiful food each night. I hope everyone on the planet has a beautiful house and all the food in abundance they want, and the water, clean water, food, and a beautiful house to live. And You know, sometimes it's like that McDonald's worker worked so hard. Each shift of his life, he worked so hard at McDonald's, and he gets to live in a clumsy, like, 5 people, little apartment, people everywhere, and he works just as hard as that, like, president person, and it's not okay because he doesn't have a good quality of life and he wasn't able to get out of his situation and go to school, or it's just like too unfair, too unjust. I wish everyone to have a beautiful place to live and all the food they want and clean water and have a beautiful, happy life, a good feeling around all the time. And thank you for my parents for everything. Thank you for working so hard so they're able to afford a condo. And peace and love to everyone that works so hard. I hope everyone has a place to live and food. And I'm happy I have a place to live and food myself. I'm happy I'm not a homeless person, because that's how I was heading, where I'd just be homeless. If it wasn't for my parents, I'd be homeless right now. I'd be dead, because that's how it is. When you're born, you're dependent of your parents, when they should take into account everyone, make sure everyone is reassured that they're going to have food and shelter for the rest of their lifetimes, and it's not a problem. You are born, you're going to have food and shelter. You're not dependent of your parents. The government takes the kids into account. The parents have feelings for their kids, but make sure it's not just survival and they're scared of not having food and shelter, and it's not okay. So make sure everyone has food and shelter when they're born, because it won't be cool, it won't be nice. So thank you, God, for my shelter, my condo, and my food, and peace and love. I love you all. This is October 13th, 2021, part 1. Thank you all for listening. Maybe this is part 1 of 1. Maybe I'll do something else later. Thank you all. This is Gabrielle Côté, aka the Sphinx Zeus Wolf. Thank you all for listening. Let's get up. Yeah, that was a long video. It's been like an hour. So yeah, this is where I am today. This is a beautiful place. I've been blah, 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 blah. Woo, it's a good workout. Talking is a good workout. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'm chilling with my blue hat. I got my cool sweater going on. Adidas. I like clothes and stuff. Yeah, thank you all for watching. And peace out to all of you. Ciao.